Fupas all week long so far. We will still be running Fupas probably till next Monday or Tuesday, hundreds of them. After we've pulled and shipped a lot of them, we have black, multicam black, OD black, multicam, more OD black. These are multicam XLs. For danglers, currently I have OD black. They're OD on the face like that, so they're really OD. And then I have woodland. On the SOE floor currently in motion, these are massive bags right here. I've got them all over. We've also got more black visor covers, which we have available to ship right now. More of those giant bags, more giant bags on the table and that sewing machine. Fupa danglers coming up. I have XL Fupa dangler black. I have XL black danglers. I have multicam black Fupa danglers. Those are already through pre-sew. Over here, I have black XL Fupas coming up. Right here, those will be available to be able to by Friday. I've got mini kits. Those go with these. Fupa danglers coming up in OD. More of those. Are those OD or those OD black? I don't know why we're double batch those. Fupa danglers right here in multicam, Fupa danglers in brown man, Fupa danglers in splatter, and mini packs coming up in OD black. Fupa dangler XLs in multicam, Fupa dangler XLs in woodland, Fupa dangler XLs in black, Fupa dangler XLs in multicam black, and then whatever all this is down here. So we have every Fupa on order that is not shipped, is ran, or is about to ship. I've got bifold tool totes right here. If you're not familiar with these, holy shit, these snaps are good on this. Man, look how good that looks. Right there. Dual zipper, think screwdrivers, wrenches, whatever you want to put in there. Toiletry bags, Barney Purple, or the Hamburglar. Through my screen, it looks blue. It's very purple into the eye. Toxic green, OD black. Here's some visor covers that finished up today in black. Here's some more in coyote. Large mesh pockets in multicam black and multicam black red. Look how sweet those look. See where that goes? See how it's wide here and skinny here? That's just because how the material's sitting. It is actually not at all like that. Those are very straight. What else? I did a bunch of bifold wallets yesterday. If you want some odd or random Fupas, I got some random pieces. XL Fupa danglers in coyote. I have Fupa danglers in woodland right there and coyote. I've got a red XL. I've got coyote XLs. I have a woodland dangler and an ATAX dangler also. I'm not sure. I'm not going to walk up there. Every time I walk up there, it dies. The DeWalt carriers are in motion and shipping. Those hold 4 DeWalt batteries. The Milwaukees are also available and shipping. Those hold 4 Milwaukee batteries. She has also done some black DeWalts. They're embossed, so they tell you what brand. And this little one, maybe that's the sample, because the final ones have our logos in them also. What else? I don't know. What else do you need to see? There's another batch of bandoliers in multicam black. So those orders, a bunch of those orders will ship. I don't know. What else do we want to see? I guess the video's over. Let's see. Let's come from the top. We recorded Pulling the Thread podcast today. We recorded a question and answer for members for Patreon and YouTube. And then we shot the little Fupa video that you guys saw. Kevin Timmer, what's up? Webdad, Aggie Phil. Aggie, I haven't seen you in a minute, man. O2 Williams, Byron Roberts, Evan Haley, what's up? James Young. AJ, I'll show you all your shit. MT, man, I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope things are good with you. I saw you on, well, I heard Jack call you out on a video the other day that you were on, I guess. Jose, what's up? Kevin, what's going on? Bob's, your uncle. Who got the text? Anybody get the text? Who got the text? Chuck, what's up? Tried to go to your site and I couldn't get it to load. That's a you thing, Patrick. I promise our site's working. Well, let me take that back. Amazon Web Services was down, Facebook was down, Verizon was down, AT&T was down, T-Mobile was down. Fuck, the entire internet seemed to. Our shit worked all day long. We never had a glitch or anything, but I saw people talking about. So maybe it is. Maybe is Shopify hosted on Verizon on Amazon Web Service? Maybe so. Maybe. Let me jump back here. There's a lot of you guys, a lot of comments. All right. Dual Tool Totes, got the text. I got the text. I got the text. What's up, Big Oos? What's going on? Bucked up, man. I didn't even know they had a website. They've got some products on there that start at 400 milligrams of caffeine and then have another 100. And they got some stuff they call nootropic, which is full-blown caffeine with other shit on top of it. Looks pretty decent on their .com, buckedup.com. Walmart carries a couple of their products, but a lot of the stuff I'd never seen. Charles, Chuck, what's up? Smoking Chef, what's up? Valentine's Day is only a month. Yeah, Valentine's Day, a month away, guys. Get your shit right now. Saw the bifold wallets last night, but what colors do you have on hand other than wallets at the moment? I don't know what you're asking me. What colors do you have on hand of the other wallets? Oh, tons and tons of shit. Order what you want, put in notes. Hey, I'll take these other two colors. Something will ship to you. My internet's all wacky inside here. Every time I walk up front, it disconnects me. Got two of your visor covers. You don't know you need one until you have. Yeah, you'll use the shit out of it. And both sides of it. Think like tourniquet, chem lights, battery-powered chem lights, whistle, pepper spray. We see guys put mags on them. My visors, and I have some brand new trucks too, and they're not going to hold mags on my visors like that. Visor covers are the shit. Can I see the red and black medical bag? I don't have a red black medical bag here. Do I? Anyone? What are we talking about? I have some vehicle med bags. Made it through the cyber attack. Yeah, so everything I saw is that Verizon was down. 90% of Verizon was down, and they hadn't addressed it. They still, like until an hour ago, they hadn't even mentioned it. Like they just acted like it didn't happen. And all of the networks all dropped at the same time. Like maybe the government's testing their internet kill switch. But our shit worked the whole time. When I walked in from podcast, I said, hey, everybody Amazon's down. And lady here's like, I'm on Amazon, no problem. And she's not on our Wi-Fi. And Amanda drove to town 20 minutes, and her shit worked while she was out in the wild. So it's not like they were on Wi-Fi. Tatum, what's up, dude? I had an idea for a sort of hiking rig. Will your H harness work with one of your FUPAs? It will not. Could you make it work? Maybe. Wanted to combine a FUPA H harness and a hydration carrier. It really won't. And you don't have anywhere to attach the hydro, right? The FUPA is going to sit up here, bottom of it, and the hydro is going to hang low. It's not those components will not work together. You would have to put it on like our padded suspender set. I couldn't put stuff in the cart on IG. I could put it on IG, but couldn't go to the website. Weird. Try to go to the website directly and not go through Instagram, maybe? What are you trying to get, Patrick? Isaac Barrett, what's up? Carita's phone was working, not mine. Bucked Up is hardcore. I use Bucked Up and then Bucked Up AF, the higher concentration one. And you can buy those for like $35 a can at Walmart. Around 3 p.m. here, Central Illinois, my service took a shit for a few minutes. Nootropic Bucked Up is good. I've tried it. Nice. Optimized U Switch Pharmacy texted refill Monday, and it was delivered today, way quicker. Um, yes and no. There are a couple of pharmacies, right? They went from Empower to the other one. People were still having all kinds of trouble with that. They went to a third one. I've never had a problem with it. I'm still running Empower shit. And I never had an issue with Empower. There was another lab also, and our shit was always fucked up. Every time they'd send it out, we wouldn't get it. They'd dispatch another one. We'd get the second one, and then weeks later, the first one would show up. And like we know a couple of the owners. There's some shit going on that is not with Optimize You. Scott, what's up? Tom Grizz, Pizza Tracker is solid info. Tell me about it. What is Pizza Tracker? Ed Hubble, what's up, dude? I was just on the website, works fine. Yeah, I mean, we got orders coming through. Like we've had orders coming through all day long. My phone makes a cha-ching, a cash register sound if the volume's on, and it does it like all day. Yeah, I don't see anything weird here. There's 21 visitors on the site currently. I always wonder if that's real. Oh, DC, gotcha. Yeah, we always know when we're going to war. Is it blowing up right now? So the word is we're going to hit Iran. Trump told them, hold on, help is on the way. We'll hurry the fuck up if we're going to help them before they're hung. Supposed to hang a bunch of people tomorrow. Cuba, he's like, you guys better make a deal before it's too late. Like their oil is shut off. Cuba's whole entire economy has been Venezuela. I use Everwell, and they said 4 times my testosterone test wasn't able to be tested, so kept sending my replacement. That's fucking cool. That's cool. I don't know who they are. Is that a company, a provider, or is that a compounding pharmacy? I love the cash registry. I do too. I have a Connect for test probe 20. Don't put that on here, man. You're just opening yourself up for trouble. I have no doubt that you have that hookup, but when you have those hookups, remain silent. It follows the pizza places around the Pentagon. If there's a lot of, yeah, I was thinking like Planet Ping Pong Pizza, like it was some pedo tracker shit or something. Another ICE shooting. Yeah, I heard there was another ICE shooting. They've been snatching motherfuckers out left and right. And the normal media, the lamestream media, you know, they edit the video. They don't show the chick ran into another fucking ICE agent, fucking rammed the car, all kinds of shit, right? They cut that out. All you hear is they're dragging her out and she's literally screaming and squealing and I have a brain injury. Oh, we have no doubt you have a brain injury, you crazy fucking bitch. Like, of course you have. You went out of your way to fucking get in the middle of fucking law enforcement. Real G's block estrogen. Thoughts on estrogen blockers? I don't use them. I'm not saying you should not. I know people use that in the hopes to lower estrogen to raise testosterone. Nothing beats testosterone. We can pussyfoot around with celery seed and milk thistle weed and all kinds of shit. And yes, maybe you can get your testosterone to go up a couple of points or a few percentage, right? But you're never going to go from 200 to 1,000 or 200 to 700 without testosterone. No, like the past 45 minutes, ICE pulled a known illegal over. He fled on foot, and during the arrest, 2 people came out of an apartment and used snow shovels. Yes, there was also some shootings. There was some similar incident earlier today or yesterday, gunshots. It's on fire right now at the house where the shooting happened. Neighborhood has surrounded the block. There we go. See, there's multiples. It's starting up. You know where it's not happening? It's not happening where this is not. It's not here. AJ, I don't know if you saw all the bags. Those are done. These are done. They just need edge tape. Here's bodies they're putting together that'll get edged tomorrow. That one's done. I don't know why it's over here. That one's done. Here's more here. There's more here. They're on multiple tables. For the 30, do you need, I don't remember what you said. Is it 5 mini kits for every 30 bags? Is that what I heard? 3H, what's up? I thought you're not allowed to be on the internet right now. I thought you're in a secret project mode and you're not allowed to be on the internet. Gonna put any giant bags on quick? No, these are for a project. Eating a ribeye grilled in my fire. Nice, that's cool. How'd you do it in the fireplace? You only need 6 mini kits total. Is that 6 mini kits for 60 for the first set, the 30, or per 30? Any large tool bag? No, I don't have any large tool bags. I don't think we have a single large tool bag. We're about to run them. They were cutting and batching them up today. They're running a ton of fucking mix. Other night I asked about jerky. You mentioned about putting ground beef in a thing to do beef stick. It's a jerky shooter. Think of like a sausage tube. Like it looks like a caulking gun. You can actually buy them at Walmart. I would tell you to buy the inexpensive one at Walmart, and then if you like it, get one through. Who should he buy it through, AJ? What's the company that does all the meat slicers and for breaking down wild game and shit? They sell it at like Bass Pro Shop and shit. LEM, is it LEM? I don't have an ETA on large tool bags. Because you want to order one and because you have one on order. Those are two very different things. Got on the site, had to go to private browsing. What is the difference between the FUPA and the FUPA dangler? Here, let me show you. That was actually in the video today, but it got cut out. We were at 5 minutes and we had to be at 3. Hold on. Okay. FUPA is the fanny pack, crossbody, chest pack. It does all of that, right? The dangler is the exact same thing, except it has this panel that rips up. And a lot of guys, like Wrangler Star, he likes this because it makes the back panel a little stiffer, even if you don't use it. But what it allows you to do is this mates with the Velcro on the back of all of the micro chest rigs and the smaller rigs, so that you can have this under your chest rig. So in addition to your chest rig, you can have, this could be medical, site surveillance exploitation, mechanical breaching, pyro demo, or just, your pistol. So that is the dangler. And we make the large one that way also, the XL. Definitely get the dangler. I mean, yeah, unless we just don't have it. Meter probably has a jerky gun. I know for a fact because I looked at them a couple months ago in near the camping hunting stuff, kind of in between. Walmart has a pretty decent sized section of beef jerky stuff, and they have that thing there. So you can grind your meat up, or you could even just use hamburger and then season it and, go from there. You could take hamburger and add pork fat into it or whatever you want to do. Why are you pulling the thread? Why are the Pulling the Thread podcasts not downloadable for? I don't know, dude. I'd just like to be able to listen to the new one. I have no fucking clue. It's nothing we have done. You're not the first person that's asked it. I have zero control over it. I do not know. And it's not, I mean, we're the ones doing it. We don't know. I have no clue.
I can tell you.
Why?
Because it's a membership-only video.
Because it's a membership-only video. Who asked that?
It's a YouTube thing.
This guy's a member. He's got a star right next to his name.
But their thing is they won't let you download it because it's a membership.
Oh, it's a member video, so you can't download it. Got it. I'll send you some homemade jerky. Scott, thanks, dude. What's it made of? The dangler's where it's at. Love what you do. Well, thank you, dude. I do not have any German camo, man. My boy hit me up this morning, Dean Dupree, and he sent me some Flecktarn stuff, and he's like, man, in the Texas pines, we all use this stuff. I'd love to have a micro rig. And I'm like, where do you get it? And he's like, I don't know. And then he sent me a link to Alibaba. Apparently has it. But he's like, we love this shit down here. I think you have to have YouTube Premium in order to download. London broil. So it can't be shared to non-members. So the danglers come with all the scraps. That's all of them come with all the scraps. So the only difference between a fupa and the dangler is the dangler has this back panel. All of the fupas, every one, comes with a waist strap, which works as a crossbody strap, and it comes with a set of shoulder straps. They come with these buckles attached. You can take these buckles off, and these tabs are for the shoulder straps. And all of them include the shoulder straps. They all come with a waist strap, and the waist strap is not captive here, so that you can adjust it on the fly as a crossbody bag or as a fanny pack. And then it comes with a set of shoulder straps, and they're all slotted so that you can take them on and off of those 4 tabs. 67 mag war bag. I run mine cross. I do too. We usually cross almost always, especially if I'm like in public at like one of the reptile shows or the antique convention, or especially in a crowd, right? I always have it right here on the front. Fupa solid choice. OD green, even more solid choice. We got them in OD. We got OD black. My broken hand could never get my chest strap attached. That shit's hard. To clip it or to put it on, dude, I put on hundreds of these fucking buckles today. I'm not usually the buckle monkey. Amanda was in here fucking all day clipping and cleaning. Well, the sewers actually clipped and cleaned a lot. Amanda prepped all this shit up before I got in here today, though, at about 4 or 5 o'clock. I know I missed some other comments up here. If I didn't see them, just reply to them. Cliff, I didn't ever see your comment. Do you have a large tool bag on order, or you want to order one? They're coming, man. Couple, like, realistically, you're on our text? If you're on my text, you'll see as soon as they drop. Make sure you're on our text and our email. We send a text every day. We pay hundreds of dollars every day to send you guys that text. It costs me for every text we send. And then our email. And our text is much more compressed. It's mostly just stuff we made that day. The email is way more intensive. There's a lot more in the email. And we send the email on Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Got it to work, busy building the new shop. I heard, man. I've heard scraps here and there. Make Finland great again. Man. Fucking France. We'll send one of our submarines. Bitch, you won't have a submarine very long. The crazy shit is, right? They're worried about the United States invading a NATO country, thus putting forth Article 5, right? The United States is the only fucking power of NATO. What's about to happen is we are about to leave NATO. We're going to fucking pull out of NATO. We are changing the power structure so it is no longer fucking England. Wait until you see Trump and all those dudes go into Davos. Is it 2 weeks? Well, you'll hear some crazy shit here in 2 weeks, I'll bet. You heard some pretty crazy shit at the last Davos. Oh, Klaus Schwab didn't have fuck all to say. Love the battery caddies. Sadly, most of my power tools are Festool. Does Festool do a cordless? Needed a dust. I get it, man. I have some Festool stuff too. We already have people. Yeah, we have a whole fucking base in Greenland. What the fuck are they talking about? No notification. There's no rhyme or reason to the notification either. I did a live earlier, and I intentionally did it on Instagram so that it didn't fuck this one up. A baby chest carrier. We'll never touch that with a fupa. Great cover for carrying. Must provide your own baby. Not recommended. We've been hit up over the years over baby carriers. There was a couple companies that, I don't remember who made one. I know Baby Gear makes one, but there was another, one of the real tactical gear companies made one. I can't remember who it was. But they stopped. Like the liability of it, their lawyers said, hey, fucking pull this off the market right the fuck now. Like this could come back to bite you fucking years later. My wife is Finnish. No more you'll own nothing and be happy. No more eat the bugs. I don't know. Greenland is going to be a tourist destination once they become a territory. Well, Greenland is telling everybody, hey, fucking, we don't want to negotiate through Europe. We're going to negotiate on our own. Regular plate carriers are better than baby chest carriers because babies are shit for ballistic protection. But you can eat them if you have to. I keep thinking I need to do an eat. Scott, you should, man. I think you should always capture, right? Anybody who buys your shit, you need to capture. There should always be a call to action. Entertain, educate, equip, right? Entertain them. Capture them with some crazy shit. Who's the dude that wears the turban and shit on his head that sews? He resews like backpacks and shit, and he always makes modifications and stuff. Entertain, right? They have some costume or some exaggerated movement or something, usually something that irritates or agitates them, really. Entertain, right? Educate, teach them something, give them some information they didn't know they want, and then equip, right? Sell them something, always ask for something. Most people doing social media never have an ask. Hey, join my thing, or subscribe here, or hit me in DMs, right? And then you can set your DMs up to auto reply with a capture. Make it so to sign up for your free webinar, they have to, add their email and shit. Always some kind of capture. But you should have a text and an email. We were running emails, and we made a lot of money when we started doing emails, like fucking 20, 30 grand the first night we did an email. But that changed, right? It became more common. And then when we started doing SMS, when we started doing text, dude, we'd make 10 grand. The first night we did a text, 10 grand the next night. So you should be doing both, even if you don't exercise them regularly. And you can usually get an app to do at least the emails. You can get there's usually just an app for whatever your web provider is, or Shopify or Big Cartel or whoever. Nothing is still being done about people rolling around without plates. New California law is you get one speeding ticket going over 100, your license. Yeah, fuck California. Didn't they just do some other crazy shit? Isn't the DOJ going after Newsom or something over the illegality of some of their carry laws and shit? Like, I think California is about to have some fucking things change. And that's probably just fucking, wishful thinking. Mr. Greg, what's up? So are we going to fix South America? Well, I think we're gonna control South America. The real question is, what are we gonna do with that fucking monster on our own border, right? Texas. I heard something interesting today, and I haven't looked through it. I think it was the Mexican-American War. When we took, what was the conflict pre-World War I, right? It was 1840, I think, somewhere around there. When we gained New Mexico and Arizona, whatever that time frame is, our military moved so far into Mexico. We were near Mexico City. The question was, how much of Mexico were we going to keep, and how much it was going to be a hassle, right? And it was a very interesting. They were talking about how we gained Hawaii, what we paid to Russia for Alaska and all the shit they were talking about. The follies? I can't remember who they called it. They called it somebody's follies when they did the deal to get Alaska, and then they found gold there, right? Trump's going to take back Panama Canal, so so much for my second passport. This is the Milwaukee battery caddy. It does, I mean the DeWalt one. It does say SOE tactical gear on there, branded outward, and then it's got the DeWalt right here. I'm sure we'll get a cease and desist sooner or later. Maybe not. This is cool. I don't know what it's for, but you can put some rose oil in here probably. That's neat. Seward's Follies. I don't know what I was watching. I sent it to a few people. It's a lady, I think, and it's fucking fascinating. Like stuff I just, maybe we had that in the history books. I don't know. Valentine's Day box. Oh, okay. It's the lid for your Valentine's box. 3D printed caddy. Yep. We've got Milwaukee's available, and we have DeWalt's available. Alaska Steward's Icebox. Steward's Follies. There we go. Invade Cuba so I can enjoy cigars on the beach. I think that's coming, man. I don't think we're going to have to invade them. What do they have? How many people in Cuba? I heard that tonight too, and I thought, man, that's very few. But all of their energy has come from Venezuela. I made a notebook cover, and after a few days noticed oil lines on the paper from the thread lines. I run my machine fairly dry. Your thread could be Teflon coated. I have not had that problem, and we make a lot of notebook covers. Did you make your cover out of Cordura, or was it, like material, like uniform material? I really don't know what, like all of my notebooks have, well, I guess you do tuck the sleeves. I've never heard this before, man. I really don't know what to say. Where's Ryobi? Nobody uses Ryobi. Amanda asked me about Ryobi, and I go, Ryobi is the lowest cost tool platform there is. Nobody's going to want Ryobi. But I mean, I'm sure we can get the files to do Ryobi. I know there's a ton of it out there. You used to be able to buy it at Costco and Lowe's and Cobalt. I had a bunch of Cobalt stuff, Hood Billy. I bought it because it was 80 volt, right? I bought a lot of it. I have like 6, 7, 8 pieces. I got the lawnmower, everything. And then they stopped doing 80 volt shit. But if you had to build one, what would you build, right? It'd be DeWalt or it'd be Milwaukee. And if you could only build two, what are the two biggest brands? DeWalt and Milwaukee. Ryobi is just above Black & Decker. Ryobi, the stuff you buy to make your girl think you aren't gay. And I have a ton of Hood Billy. I have a ton of Ryobi, of Cobalt 80 volt stuff. I still do. And for when your batteries do go bad, you can buy generics off of Amazon. I hear they're like unprotected, so if you overcharge them, you have some issues, fire issues and stuff. But I don't know what I paid for that mower, but I know the Milwaukee mower was like $1,400 last I looked. I used to prefer Makita. Everybody preferred Makita. Makita was the first one out with a cordless drill when I was a kid. DeWalt was the king. Then CEO went to Milwaukee, and they blew back up. I did not know. Hey, what's up, dude? Trey, what's going on, man? I did not know that. And I have a shitload of both of them, man. Toshiba. I didn't even know Toshiba was making tools. Milwaukee for the win. Black & Decker used to be good. Man, we had Black & Decker stores. You would go to a Black & Decker store that was just like a Xerox store, like right in Kearney Mesa. The whole time growing up, there was a Black & Decker. You could go buy a coffee pot. You could buy a saber saw. You could buy a fucking drill. Ryobi is underpowered. Damn. Anyone else use Rigid? I liked Rigid. Craftsman. I thought I saw Glenn on here. Kiri, what's up? I did see Glenn. There he is. What's up? What color tools, Glenn? Hurt some feelings here. Man, Craftsman was fucking awesome. Josh, what's up, dude? It'd be cool for those carriers had a small battery to give the other batteries a bit of charge for when your battery dies just before you finish what you're working on. Well, they have 4 batteries, so just change your battery out. And whatever she's charging for them, it's not enough. These fucking things take 18 hours to print. I have a rigid 1/2-inch impact. It's solid, nice. Local Home Depot, everything is locked. Same here, dude. We'll go to, and it's a trip too, because we'll go to like high crime areas where you probably shouldn't be, and shit's just open. And then you'll go to areas where like nothing's happening, G-Wagons and fucking white girls and fucking, snow bunny outfits and shit, fucking, even though it's not cold. And fucking everything's locked up. I bleed woodland with a tinge of yellow. Sears and Craftsman in the day. Dude, I used to love going to Sears. You could go, like, especially as a young kid, one day you'll have a house, so you're just like looking at shit. You could look at stereos and furnitures and eat and have your picture taken and look at tools and like the Sears catalog, man, and the Craftsman catalog that you could pick up. You could go to Sears and walk out of there with 10 fucking catalogs and just daydream. I was at a Home Depot yesterday. All the wires. I saw that the other day too. I saw that. The crackheads must be fucking just stealing shit rather than gnawing it out of the walls now. Tool brand is just the different houses from Harry Potter. You guys with tools. I will die on that hill. Tools are tools. I have them both, man. I've been buying. I bought a. What's the Harbor Freight one, right? I needed a. We went and bought. I need to make this video. I don't even know where the fucking files are. We went to Lowe's and Home Depot and bought every staple gun they had. I think we bought like 23 staple guns. Kiri has seen all my staple guns. And we came back and they wouldn't drive. And I had sharpened staples. They wouldn't put the staples in the seat pan of Amanda's four-wheeler. And I bought the like $40 Bauer one from Harbor Freight. And that thing just fucking sank them, man. Perfect. USB charged. And that thing has been a champ every time I've needed to use it. The average age for a new homeowner is 40 years old in the American Dream dead. Well, I think that probably depends on who your parents are. That depends on raising. I really believe that depends on raising. It is a trip, though. I heard somebody talking today, like you get a small business loan. You got to do the whole fucking business plan and all this bullshit, and you need to pull out, you need a $20,000 loan or whatever. It's fucking impossible to get. But you can go pull $20,000 on fucking credit cards, no fucking problem, and they know you're probably not paying that shit back. I also heard if you have $20,000 in credit card debt, like you just accumulate, let's say day one, 20 grand on your credit card, and then you pay the bare minimum, it takes you 30 years to pay it off. What I did not hear is what that amortization was. What do you pay in that 30 years? I'd be curious to hear that. Sears was a Sunday of, it really was, yeah. I remember going to Sears when we got our first VCR, and it was a mountain, dude. Like the VCR, there was one fucking VCR, and that was the one you were getting, and it was an event. There was lights and fucking people, and like there were like the people from the fucking RCA was there. It was a whole. I'll bet it was 40 by 40, 50 by 50 feet. Like they'd set up a whole fucking display for this thing. And then same thing when we got a microwave. Which did we have first, microwave or VCR? I don't remember, but we had a black and white television. Trump called for 10% cap on it. I heard that. 10% for 1 year. Before Best Buy and Circuit City, we had Sears. Yeah, even Circuit City was cool back in the day. I have a set of Italian entertainment center. It's metal and glass. It's made by Bello, Bello. There's actually quite a cult following around. When you went in all the high-end audio rooms at Circuit City or even Best Buy, what was their thing called? Magnolia or something? When you went in, that's where you saw these. And I have it. I've still got it in the other building. I should probably put it up for sale at some point. I bet it would carry fucking quite a value. I want to say it was like $2,500 when I bought it back 30 years ago, probably. Fry's. There's still Fry's in California. I was talking about that. Cody's like, man, I wish we had a Fry's. I'm like, kid, you never saw a Radio Shack. We had a Fry's. There was two of them, one in Kearney Mesa and one in I think it was San Marcos or Escondido. The one in Escondido, when you walked in, it had the creature from the Black Lagoon, and it had a massive like dive suit in tubes of water that were bubbling. And they had a Tesla, Jacob's Ladder, and it was going. And inside, in the middle of the whole store, was a massive round aquarium. And they had a sandwich shop in there and a coffee shop. You'd sit inside that aquarium while fucking fish just swam all the way around you. It was fucking super cool. There's one Radio Shack left, I believe. Super cool store back in the day. Fry's CFO had a prolific gambling, yeah. As a kid, my dad worked at a furniture and appliance store. We were the shit. Had first VCR on the block, and that thing was a 35-inch RCA TV. That thing was an RCA that weighed 200, yeah. Sears, I remember Tough Skins. I remember wearing Tough Skin corduroys. I'm glad we still have a Radio Shack nearby. That's wild. I bought a Sears catalog at an antique store a few months ago, 1971. That's the year I was born. Parents bought our first house, 13 acres, $23,073. Yeah, so 71 is when we went off the... Oh, that's Josh. In 1971, we went off the last vestiges of the gold standard. In 1971, a man could work and his wife would stay home with their 2.5 kids. And him working 40 hours a week would pay for all of their kids, pay the mortgage, pay the car, everything. And you'd put some money, you'd put your leftover money in the bank, and every year it would gain money. In 1971, that started going backwards, and you actually started losing money. We killed the power to the Blockbuster on a Friday night at 8 p.m. Yeah, all our stores are bullshit, man. The time of going someplace, because there's no more camaraderie, right? There is no destination where we would all go, right? We would go to the mall to see our friends. Even if you had no money, mom would take you to the mall. And there was a movie theater, there was a climbing gym, there was a skating rink, like fucking frozen ice rink. There was an arcade. You could eat fucking 20 different, there were like real restaurants in the mall. There was fucking kiosks, bookstores, game stores. Man, you name it. I got my first cell phone from Radio Shack in 95. TRS 80, baby. Trash 80. This year at 52, I got to move into my first house, thanks to Glenn, of course. I'll bet you had something to do with that, Kiri. Shit, Glenn would just be roaming the country like fucking Kung Fu and shit if you guys weren't together. We have Aldi up here. I'm going to an Aldi for the first time in my life this weekend. I've never been to an Aldi. Wasn't even really on my radar. I would see it, and I just thought it was a paint store for some reason. I legitimately thought they sold paint. But somebody in my video where Amanda and I went and got all the canned food this weekend, somebody said, hey, try Aldi. The price is less, and they'll have some weird generic stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Let's go shoot the same video in Aldi. So we're going to do that this weekend. We finished up the container video today. Brandel held the camera while I did the rest of it, and then I'm going to cut that together, so that'll go up soon. Ollie's. I don't have an Ollie's. I've never even heard of it. But I saw a fat electrician do something on it. That's the real reason I want to go there. Service merchandise. We had a service merchandise here in Jackson, and anytime everybody always takes a picture of it and talks about abandoned buildings, it's full of zombies now. There's nothing there. Most of your good abandoned buildings are gone. They're tearing them down so fucking quickly. Bag phone. I was with my friend Mike Carter at Fashion Valley, and we're walking from one end to the other, and he had his bag phone, and a dude came up super fucking excited who we had never seen. And he's like, okay, mate, I'm going to go down to the other end. What's your number? I'm going to call you. And we went to the other end, and he went to this end, so they could call each other, because nobody else had fucking cell phones. Aldi is king. Best to shop there first and everywhere else. Brandel's got one, and he's like, you go in there one day, and they got shit from Germany. The next day you go in there, and there's some weird shit from China you've never seen. You will see how hard they work. I heard that. I saw a video. It's funny because I said Aldi verbally somewhere yesterday, and then a short came up, and it's this black dude. He's like, they work you like you're still a slave on the plantation. They just treat you like slaves. And then he goes on to say, he's like, but you get to sit down, but you got a quota. If you don't scan enough items per minute and run enough customers through every hour, they'll just get rid of your ass. But they pay so well, there's 100 more dudes wanting your job. Aldi is for insect protein. Aldi pasta is brown bags. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be owned by the same people on Trader Joe's. Friend had a bag phone. I could only call him after a certain time. It's because he was selling dope, and he was only awake after a certain time. You miss service merchandise. Man, we had a Kmart, Gymco, and Fedco. You guys remember those? Gymco? It's like Kmart used to be in the old days, right? There was a whole fucking fabric store in the Kmart. There was a whole automotive, like a fucking Pep Boys in Kmart. There was a whole fucking sporting goods section with a fucking ton of guns. There was a whole fishing store in Kmart. What else was in there? There was like a mini Home Depot in there, right? Because there was no Home Depot. It didn't exist. There was a garden center. It was like, you know, you're on base and you got the commissary, you got the sporting goods store, and you got the fucking home furniture and electronics store on base. It's like all that shit combined. Megalomart. Yeah, what was that from? Megalomart. What was that from? After 8 free minutes. Western Auto was my favorite store in the 70s. Yeah, man, kids have no idea. They have no idea. And the crazy shit is, our kids in 20 years are going to be talking like we're talking right now about fucking, what, Walmart? That's all that's left. Local Kmart had a restaurant. So all the Kmarts are becoming, here's the deal. You have these massive structures with huge parking lots, right? So the Kmarts, guys buy these Kmarts up and turn them into multi-level air-conditioned or climate-controlled storage units. And then they sell the parking lot off to a developer, and they put up tall stack and packs or apartments, and everybody with a stack and pack or an apartment needs a storage unit. So it's a pretty good win. It's a win-win for both sides when they do that. Financially, anyways. If you had a bag phone or a pager in high school, you either had money or you're selling drugs, or you were both. 998-8512. That was my fucking pager number. I don't know how I still know that. I only know like 4 numbers. 277-3820, that was my grandma's. 571-9062, that was my mom's, all growing up. I know Amanda's number, and I know my number. I don't know any other fucking phone numbers, not a single one. Except for 8675309. I know that one. How was Toys? Oh, Toys R Us was awesome, dude. We had 3 aisles in Toys R Us that were guns. Like the Nerf guns and the toy guns. And there was a half aisle of like toy guns that looked fake. Like our first holsters we made were toy gun 1911. 1911 and Beretta 92F that were fucking so spot on, we could make our holsters off those toy guns.
The good old days.
Yeah, poor kids got their bikes and parts at Western Auto. I was a poor kid. I got my bicycle at Jimco. And then I got a BMX bike. I got a Schwinn Stingray. And then I got like a Redline Series 3 GT Viper. There was Viper, Stingray. There was Viper, Silver Streak. What were the other GTs? Who had all the snake ones? That was GT, right? Kmart Blue Light Special. Yeah, you ever been there for? And they always had, Kmart always had what? Little Caesars in there. I'm old enough to remember the lobster tank at Walmart. Bro, there was a lobster tank at Walmart when I moved to Camden. When I came home from federal prison in 2005, there was a lobster tank in every Walmart then. When we moved to Camden, there was a lobster tank at the entrance in Walmart in Camden, Tennessee. Banana Sear? I don't know what that is. Dyno. I have a Dyno Series 3 still. I have an RS. I have a Dyno. No, not a Dyno. I have a, who makes the RS2? It's not Dyno. I never had a Dyno. But I do have a Haro. I have a Haro RS2 still sitting in my shed. Oh, banana seat? Yeah, I had banana seats. I also had a 3-speed shifter. Kroger had lobster tanks till just a couple years ago. Yeah, now it's fucking, it's such a trip how these whiny little cunts, their whole identity is to be a victim, right? Their whole mental retardation is their identity, right? And they're all animal rights pacifists. So you're not allowed to eat lobster because it's cruel to cook a live lobster, right? That's like no bullshit. My first 20-inch bike was a Huffy 76 Evil Canute. That's cool, man. I never had a Huffy. I got a buddy that rides for Team Huffy. Diamondback. That was it. Diamondback. Diamondback made what? The Viper. Why can I not think of this? I should fucking completely know this too. We had Kearney Moto Park. We had Cactus. We had all the fucking, like, the top nationals. Your generation had cool stuff back then. It seemed like people used to actually have imagination. Well, we were all outside. Like, and it's not that my generation, yes, but it's because we didn't have this. This has fucking literally opened every single door for people. But as soon as they learned this, it fucking just killed them. It shut them down. Yet we're all a boiling frog. Morning to dark, we were outside all the fucking time. If you came home and mom happened to be there, she'd be like, go outside. Not my mom, but average mom. Have you honestly ever seen a healthy looking vegan? No, I have not. They will be like 30. Yeah, they're always comparing everything. This tastes just like chicken noodle soup. Like, they're always comparing, how do we make this tofu taste like beef? A vegetarian can't actually live. Like, left to their own devices, they can't live. They have to take supplements that they can only get from meat. And I know maybe somebody on here will correct me on that, but that, for the most part, that is true. Bear's new Patreon tier video tonight was absolute fire. Nice. I'm not on there, I don't think. Internet cartel video at 13. Fuck the internet. Internet cartel videos. I don't know what that means. 40-year-old tweakers use BMX bikes to you see them moving fucking refrigerators on a BMX bike. Been on Cannondale. I had a Cannondale. I had a which Cannondale that I had? I had the single mono shock in the head, and it had the carbon fiber swing arm on it. That was the first Cannondale I had. Krackendale, let's be real. They fucking break all the time. The aluminum super thin. I rode Cannondales for a while. Santee Todd, what up? That just gave me flashbacks. I've seen plenty of vegans. Not one of them was hot or healthy.
40-year-old tweakers been on a Cannondale. AJ, good night, man. Vegans are always so fat. They're skinny fat. Have a boss at work who tells me I'm crazy for being in flight school, but will say meat is murder and dangerous. He doesn't really believe that you're worried. He's jealous that you're in flight school, right? He's giving you grief about doing something that he cannot commit long enough himself to do. Or he has a fear of heights or whatever it is. GT Timberline. What were some other GTs? Gary Turner. I used to run down the hot asphalt. Yeah. Now I don't like the feel of dirt or carpet on my feet. Any multicam Arid kit left? No, I don't have anything in Arid right now. We can build it. I mean, I have Arid. I have a fucking couple rolls of it, I think. Steve Jobs' diet gave him the prostate issue. I don't know. Somebody that much money, though, they should be able to fix that, right? If he had a prostate issue, medical grade hydrogen peroxide very often will fucking wipe that straight out. There's several things, not mainstream medical, where guys completely fucking alleviate the prostate issue without surgery. Fuck that guy. Flying is one of the last bastions of that, and scuba diving, man. That in the ocean. Good for you, dude. What are your hopes with flight lessons? Lynchpin, what up? Is multicam Arid still being discontinued? We heard it was discontinued, then we saw it show back up. I have some of it. It was discontinued to the point the mill told us it's discontinued, but it's out there. I am the lead singer from Anthrax. The protesters are keeping the pilots awake most of the night in the Twin Cities. Yeah, I think if you're out in public blowing a whistle and you're not on a fucking ball field, somebody should just be able to walk up, no words spoken, and fucking hit you as hard as fucking possible with a baseball bat. Tadalafil does help. Well, it reduces prostate, right? Yes. If you're super high test, for instance, and you're very frequently urinating all the time, right? Tadalafil will ease that. Tadalafil will fix any of the symptoms of prostate with high testosterone. Or suppress or mask, maybe. I don't know what the best way to say it is. Arid is my absolute. I like Arid. I do. I like Arid with multicam black. I think it's fucking badass. Kind of negates it. I thought he was poisoned. I suspect he probably was poisoned. Nothing is ever what they tell you. I watched a dude tonight. Seems a little bit crazy. And he, I don't know where he was, but he found a book from 1853. And he was reading from it. And they were talking about how the Euphrates River is actually in the United States. And talking about just outside of St. Louis, 30 minutes, there's a pyramid. And the circumference around the base is a half a mile walk, and it's 120 feet tall. I'm just reading right out of this fucking book. Very, very interesting. It was in a library, I believe. I have too many Arid pieces, mostly SOE or Hill people. Right on. Right on, right on. I thought Bob Marley died of skin cancer. I don't know. New Mandela effect. Apparently the Matrix movie, Morpheus, never said, "What if I told you everything you believe is a lie?" Well, now, a lot of that has also been changed, right? Where do you see, go find an old copy of the Matrix and see whether he said that, right? Fruit of the Loom. The Horn of Cornucopia, right? Fruit of the Loom. There's all kinds. You look it up, they say you don't have it. Motherfuckers are making videos showing fucking old pairs of underwear. We found something that had Fruit of the Loom on it at an antique store, and fuck yeah, it had it on there. Amanda and I fucking saw it ourselves. Yeah, Pyramid in St. Louis. Yeah. There are more pyramids, like Egyptian pyramids, right? That size pyramid. There are more pyramids in the United States than in Egypt. Have you not heard this? Start with Albert Pike's Morals and Dogma. Definitely will explain a lot of the Freemason and post-Civil War stuff. Yep. I like Mandrake. Let me see if I can find... Listen to this video. This dude, fucking pretty wild. Enough that I looked at his page and I was going to subscribe to it, and I'm like, this guy's crazy. Hold on. Somebody sent me a link to something on TikTok, and I got sucked into TikTok for like 15 minutes tonight. I don't think this is on TikTok. This is... I know I sent it to Amanda. Hold on. Where the fuck did I send it to her? Here it is. Taboo Kennels. Taboo Kennels. Go listen to some of this dude's shit. It's pretty. Listen to this.
1835. Now, me personally, this is going to have to stay in the library, so we're just going to come right over here.
Oh, tons of shit in the Grand Canyon. So he puts an embossing stamp on there. Not sure what it says.
Just so people know. You ready for this one? I think we should start the convolution of the globe, which separated America from the two continents, east and west of it, and of the removal of large islands. Nope, we're going to start with the traits of ancient cities of the Mississippi.
That was about Atlantis.
St. Louis, there are traces of two ancient cities in the distance of a few miles. There are traces of two ancient cities in the distance of a few miles situated in the Cahokia Creek, which empties into the Mississippi. But a short distance below that place here is situated one of those pyramids, which is 150 rods in circumference at its base, nearly half a mile, and 100 and...
Oh, shit. Sorry, hold on. Do you want to hear this? Amanda put the link up there. Can you guys click that link? Is it clickable? I show it as clickable, but I don't know if you guys can click it. Knew they had pyramids here, but not that many. Oh, there's a fucking ton of them, dude. Look up giants. Abraham Lincoln, over 200 times, mentioned giants in his speeches. New York Times, hundreds of times mentioned giants and had photos of giants and skeletons. And the last mention, I believe, was 1953. And then there is zero mention of giants after 1953 in New York Times. I'll definitely be looking. It's worth, just go watch some of it. It's definitely better than some of the other bullshit we're going to watch. I have heard anytime you find any books, encyclopedias, anything prior to, in the 1800s, right? Prior to 1900. Crack those things open and look at them. The maps are all different too. The maps show Tartaria in all of them. 150 rods is 2,675 feet. Interesting. Yeah, if you go back and watch the old Unsolved Mysteries, you'll see that. Yeah, 2,400, fucking wild. How do I feel about it? I think Tartaria was probably in or around Russia. What I think there is definitely something to the free energy shit and mud flood and stuff like that. 1,000% in the Unsolved Mysteries we did last week. When they talked about giants, like what size, like Andre, there's the mounds all through the United States, the mounds. We have some in Jackson, Tennessee, the Pinson Mounds. Those were giant graves. There's bones, massive bones, like 20-foot tall people, like human beings over twice our size. How do we go into hollowed earth? I don't know, man. Serpent mounds in Ohio. Yeah, even in Ohio, there's a bunch of fucking pyramids. Pre-colonial USA wasn't just tribal natives, but full-blown Bronze Age civilization. Yeah, The natives, when you talk to the Native Americans, when you spoke to them and when you hear their lore passed down, they didn't create or do any of that shit. It was there their whole life. Just like the Egyptians didn't make the pyramids. The pyramids were already there. Somebody made them before them. When the pyramids were made, that was all rainforest shit. Like you had fucking tropical animals walking around. What about the pictures of Union soldiers with pterodactyls? I hadn't seen that one. Ancestral diet? Yeah, what's the ancestral diet, right? It's mostly it's what you the ancestral diet was all meat and in foraging and shit. It was all one ingredient food. Grandparents' farm in Indiana has a large Indian burial mound about 50 feet, and there's all kinds of lore around it, and terrible shit will happen if you touch it. It ain't fucking Indians with head feathers and shit that's in that motherfucker. Those mounds, especially if they're big mounds, those are not normal skeletons in there. Liver King. The Liver King. Casey Gunner, are you, is this your first time here tonight, man? We do this almost every night. I've got 7,000 some videos on here. We're probably well past that now. I got one better. I heard a reel that said the Red Sea flowed through the Grand Canyon. The Euphrates. Yes, they are. What the speculation is that all of that shit is actually in the Grand Canyon, and that's why you're only allowed to access 10% of the Grand Canyon. Look at all the writings and shit from 1800s and early 1900s where hikers and climbers came into a cave and it was full blown like Egypt inside there. Giant graves in Gaza from the past. What are your thoughts on the dogmen? So dogmen are supposed to be everywhere. I went to a dogman conference, of all things, here in Paris, Tennessee. Do you guys know the Confessionals podcast? If you know dogmen, I'm sure you know Confessionals. They call him the Joe Rogan of the paranormal. My buddy William Bond invited us to come over. He's really good friends with that dude. And we sat down for a couple hours and just bullshitted with him. But it's the Dogman Conference. And it was like some shit out of the Discovery Channel, like a TV show. They do seem to believe that. Skinwalkers and dogmen and shit. Fly a drone over the Grand... I don't think you can. I think there's a lot of military bases and shit inside the Grand Canyon. That's why the Sphinx has 8,000 years of rain erosion on it when we found it half buried in the sand. Yep. How about that kid that fucking Mothman? How about that kid that climbed one of the pyramids just a couple months ago? And they thought they had his footage. I think he swallowed that SD card because he had the footage. We called it the Mound Tater Hill for 60 years or more. Now it's called the Potato Mound. Makes me wonder if it was once called Tartar. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Marshall plane crash, Point Pleasant bridge collapse were two predictions of his. Who? Big Man for real. I'm looking to see your other comment. I don't see... Big Man for real. If there is a mound, and if they want to build around it, Ohio State University pretty much controls what goes on with it. Interesting. I mean, look at even in San Diego. they were just doing some freeware work in San Diego, and when they cut through the asphalt, they found, what did they find? Woolly mammoth. They found burial all kinds of grave sites and woolly mammoths and shit. I live near that with the Mothman. I live near all that with the Mothman. I was watching Sean Ryan cast, the owner of Skinwalker Ranch, yeah. Remote view, I don't know how to remote view, man. I'm sure people do. What's that chick's name? The CIA targeter Sean Ryan always had on. You know she's got her own podcast now? I can't listen to her very long. Her podcast audio is fucking horrible. I listen to her pretty frequently on other shows, but for some reason her audio on her show is fucking terrible. Oh, I like David Icke, man.
Europe fucking kicked him out. Him and his son completely unpersoned him in Europe. Where is he now? Sarah Adams, that's it. Sarah Adams. I actually listened to a lot of her. Anytime somebody had her on, I listened to it. YouTube channel John Levy covers the ancient. I've heard of him. Didn't he have a TV show for a while? The Gate Report, really interesting document. YouTube channel John Levy covers the ancient civilizations. Maybe that's where. I think didn't he have a TV show? Is that why I know the name John Levy? He had a History Channel show or something. Guys, we got fupas fucking everywhere. If you want one, now's the time. Ireland. Hey, all you guys talking about food prep and shit right now. Simmerwell.com, AJ. AJ has a 3-month freeze-dried, no fucking bullshit in the food, like legit fucking meals, and freeze-dries them at his facility. He's got a 3-month promo going. I don't know what his ad looks like. That's what's going in these bags. 3 months of freeze-dried food. I believe it fits in 6 of these massive bags. And I think each kit, I might be wrong on this, but I think each kit comes with maybe a jet boil and fuel source that goes into a mini kit. I'm not sure. Go to simmerwell.com, check it out. If this sounds like you, I don't know what the price point is, but it's on par with Mountain House. But it doesn't have any of the chemicals. We know where the fucking chicken came from. We know where the fucking beef, everything. It's legit, real meals. Check it out. Fupa, fupa, fupa. That's right. Fupa fucking master. Speaking of freeze dry, I missed the cheese you did. That was the bomb. We'll do some more. I need the freeze dryer back inside. I think we're gonna put the freeze dryer back in here. I've got so many eggs. I just need to be running eggs all the time. And I just got more chickens. No TV show. He lives off grid in Utah. Interesting. Utah is passing some crazy fucking laws right now. They're really trying to make it they're trying to pass some laws if you have any kind of encounter in self-defense. Pretty wild shit. Before the end of the live, could you show what you have on hand for belt attachment quad mag? I can't go over there. Just tell me what you want. Type it out right now. I'll look for it in a second. I don't think you realize what you're asking me. There's going to be 4 different bins of quad mags. There's all kinds of versions of quad pistol mags. You can get them with Velcro lid. You can get them with Fastex lid. You can get them with Pals back. You can get them with belt back. That's 4 versions. And then of that, every color. This is not even part of them. And if you're about to ask me something over your order, we're not doing that. If this is about an existing order, just email me from your confirmation email and tell me, hey, if you don't have this color, I'll take this other thing. And while you're sending that email, I'll skip the free item. If we're going to change orders around, it's because you need it in a hurry and you don't care about that free thing. Multicam dump. I don't have multicam dump pouches. Spare mag pouches. Are we talking roll-ups? I might have some spent mags in multicam. Amanda, can't wait to buy those freeze dryer pieces. What are the freeze dryer pieces? Raw eggs speed up worm production. Raw eggs speed up worm production. I don't know what you're talking about. 4,000 for 3 months supply for the chat. There you go. And it comes in the bags and everything. I found some good prints for freeze dryers. So interesting. Speaking of freeze dryer, I missed the cheese you did. Fupa Dangler. Simmerwell.com. There we go. Have any multicam I found. Where's the dude asking about? Into the live. There we go. Matt White. Anybody see a comment for? There he is. Not changing, just throwing an order in. What color you want? Like ideal. What do you want? Do you need Fastex? And do you need belt, or do you want Fastex Velcro? Do you want belt or pals attached? Have an idea for two of us to make some good money if you're going to be at SHOT. I'm not going to SHOT Show. Wife and I are wanting to take you and Amanda to eat and talk. No, we're not going to Vegas, man. Thank you, though. I'd like to order a bifold wallet. Typhon. I'm not doing Typhon toxic shit anymore. I can't get the thread to lay straight. I don't know if I'm just fucking not patient enough for it anymore or what. Here, let me show you one. I've got one right here. I have too much deflection. This side will look perfect. This side looks perfect. This side looks like shit. And I say I'm not. I mean, if you fucking order one of them with the colored thread and ask for it, I might try it. With Simmerwell, you can use a payment plan for around $190 a month. There you go. Would Dangler fit the front of a covert rig? Yes, it would. Fastex belt. Okay, Fastex belt. I am pretty low. I've got black Fastex belt. I have OD Fastex belt. I have multicam Fastex belt. That's what I got for Fastex belt right now. KC Gunner, what's up, dude? What are we doing here? I usually don't do this. Listen, I just need you to know going in. I'm not going to do anything in split money with you. I don't OEM sew anything. I'm not going to contract anything for you. I don't sign NDAs. I have no capacity. Everything I build, I sell and sell full retail. I appreciate that you want to do something. I don't think you understand. People pay me thousands of dollars to come out here and sit here for a day to do business shit. And that's for them to get advice. Like I'm fucking pretty well full-time busy. Yeah, Josh, I've used all the machines. It's because it's through the two layers. It's where it's on the edge. It's what and it's only toxic. Well, it's pink also. It's toxic and pink. If I make it thicker, it'll lay down fine. Skylo, what up, buddy? I don't think I got 3 multicam, do I? Did I show you 3? Do they match? They do. These are old ones. Yeah, they match. I got 3. I got 4. 5. I got 5 of them. And what did he ask about? I would like to order a bifold Typhon. It might work on the bifold, dude. Because the bifold's thicker. It might work on the bifold. I made these last night. See how clean those are? Both sides. But a lot of this is also, a lot of the reason this looks so good. Here, I'll show you. Look at it. You sew blue thread on the top. You sew black thread on the bobbin. There's another line of stitching there you don't see. See it when I get close? You can see the black thread. See at distance, you don't see it. That's why, because I'm not doing blue, I'm doing blue-black. It's very time consuming, and I'm the one sewing all that shit, so the general answer is just not doing it. Urban Arctic Camo. Urban Arctic Camo. I don't know what the fuck that even is. Alpine Camo. I'm with GP and Fiji. I don't even know what that is. Do you know We Own the Night? TNBC? They were one of our dealers for fucking a long time. And then we do some stuff with Green Line Tactical. Don Edwards. Raid? Maybe Raid. I don't have any Raid. Tree Stock Yellow Camo? I don't know what that is, man. You can stream all this. We are out. I don't know what you're talking about. We are out. You're out. Maybe. These guys are still here. Still standing. All right, James, bro. All right, man, I'm out. Everybody have a good evening. See you guys tomorrow. I thought you were just typing random words and putting camo. Is that what was going on? I'm still here. Well, I'm coming to get in the shower with you. So have them titties all soaped up. See you guys.